Hey, good morning, class. So I've received several emails about difficulty you're having with the mini project for lesson 13. So I'm going to make a series of 3 videos to try to help you with this. In the first video, we are going to choose our animations and set up our animations. In the second video, we are going to put in a draw function, and we're going to add a random number in order to give movement to one of our animations. And in the third video, we're going to use a counter to help animate one of our objects and cause it to move across the screen. So let's look at our goal. This is the animation that we're going to make. Little Apex Middle School person cheering, some Go Cougars, and a cougar. All right, so I'm going to start now by clearing this out and starting blank. And let's take a look at what we need to do to get this started. The first thing we want to do is give the background. So let's come through our drawing, pull out a background since we're green and gold. Let's make it green, and let's run it. Now we've got a nice green background. Done. Let's add some animations. So I'm going to click on the Animation tab. I'm going to search and just type in cougar. Go ahead and add that in. And we want our young lady. So let's click on people and scroll through until we find her. There it is, called Kid 34 Excited. Alright, so there's our young lady. I want to come change the names of these so that they're easier to work with. So let's make this one called Cougar. And since she's going to be a Apex Middle School fan, let's call this one Fan. Alright, the next thing we need to do, move this out of the way for a minute. Next thing we need to do is get her ready to put on the screen. So I want her facing to the left so she sees the cougar coming. So let's flip it. I want to make her a cougar fan. So let's do the fill all the pixels the same color. Let's pick a darker green. A bit darker than that maybe. Cougar green. And we fill her shirt in. Let's get rid of that star on her shirt by using the pencil tool. And I'm going to click this, which gives me the biggest line to erase it. Get rid of these polka dots and pixels. And then let's use our same pencil tool and choose some gold. And write A. And a little sloppy with my mouse here. A and S. Alright, so now we've got a nice fan. She is wearing her Apex Middle School shirt. She is facing the correct direction. And let's put her and the cougar in our code. Alright, so she is a sprite. And in order to get a sprite on our screen, we have to declare it. We then have to connect it to an image. And then we have to draw it. So I want her name Fan. And I'm going to make it capital F so that we can tell the difference between that and the picture. I'm going to turn on my grid. I want her somewhere around maybe 300, 200. That's that. 300 x-axis, 200 y-axis. Our variable is called Fan. And she is the fan. So we have the variable Fan set at 300, 200. Variable Fan is equal to the picture called Fan. And let's run it, see what we have. Wow, she's really big. So we want to shrink her down. We are going to use a scale dot notation. Remember, this is our sprite name, so let's name it Fan. And let's set her, I'm just going to guess right now, maybe 0.5 pretty good. She's a little bit higher than I want, so let's drop her down maybe 250. And I think she looks pretty good right there. All right, now we need to add our cougar. So again, it is a sprite, so we need to add the variable. We need to connect it to a picture. And again, we're going to draw it. So this variable is going to be named cougar. Let's put it way over here on the left, so maybe 0 to 50 for our X and Y axis. And again, it is called cougar. And we're going to set that equal to the picture called cougar. Uh-oh, what did I do? We can't figure out what cougar is. Oh, that's because I misspelled it right here. Did y'all catch that? It's a good job. And our cougar is pretty big, so let's go ahead and scale it down a little bit. Cougar is the name of our variable, and for the scale, let's try 0.75. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that works. All right, so right now we have all of our animations in, all of our sprites in, which is one of the requirements for the project. Another requirement for the project is to add in a variable. So what we can do is we can take any of these numbers and set them to a variable. Okay? And the way we're going to do this is we are first going to declare our variable. And let's change the scale of the fan and the scale of the cougar to our variable. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to declare a variable, and I'm going to name it fan. Let's name it fan scale. Remember, you can't have spaces in a variable name. So, no space. And for right now, I'm just going to set my variable equal to 0. We don't really have to have this equal to anything right now, but the program doesn't allow us to leave it off. So we're just going to set it to 0 for the moment. And then we are going to call our variable. So we are going to say fan.scale is equal to our variable name. Put that in. Fan.scale is equal to, hold on, I'm going crazy. We need to put the variable name, fan scale, and then we need to give it a value, 0.75. So the fan was 0.50, wasn't it? All right, so what we've done is we've said we've got a variable named fan scale. This number doesn't necessarily matter for us right now. And that the variable fan scale has this value. So as we go down here, we can type in fan scale instead of the value. And when we run it, it is picking up this value at the top of our variable to fill in this space. Now, I know right now it's sort of pointless. We can just type it in here, but as the code gets bigger and as codes get more complex, it's great to be able to edit them right at the top nice and clean. So, for example, I can come up here and set the fan scale to 0.75, and now she's bigger. I can set the fan scale to 0.5. She's where we want her. And I can continue to adjust the fan scale up here at the variable at the top. All right, so we've now set in a variable. We've now set in our animations and sprites. Two of the requirements we have for the Lesson 13 mini project are finished. So I'm going to end this video right now. We're going to come back in with the second video, and on the second video we're going to add in a draw function, and we're going to add in a random number in order to make our cheering fan here sort of dance.